AA, see you in church. Hi, I'm Manuel. And I was watching, of course, YouTube, and they're bombarding me with stuff I don't really care about, to be honest. I don't want to hear about the president. I didn't vote for him. I'm not going to throw stones anymore about him. Um, the Democrats, that's another thing. But I think it's the House that the Democrats have just taken over. So a female has taken over the position, and she's been doing everything she can not to have an opinion. And I understand what she's saying, but it's a cop out, a total cop out. She's just showing that she cannot do the job and should just step down and let another Democrat take over her position. Sorry, sweetheart. You took the job. Now get off your skinny ass and do it. And shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, but I'm tired of lazy ass women. Cry, 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 cry. And when they get the position they claim they want it, then they won't do it. Or they do a horrible, horrible job about it. And they just show that women shouldn't be doing that. And it's a lie. That is a damn lie. She shouldn't have been doing it. Not women shouldn't. Because I've known throughout my life a lot of brilliant women that go and do the whole job. They don't do parts of it and expect their counterpart male to do the rest. Because that's what they're doing now. She is being just like every single policeman in this world. Well, I shouldn't say this world, in this country. The police don't want to do their job. It's that simple. And instead of looking for the criminal, they'll grab somebody and say, "Are you the criminal? Are you the criminal?" And whichever fits the description, whether they're the criminal or not, they try to put them in jail. They do everything they can. Then the lawyer, district attorney, comes over, and then he builds a case to put this person, whether he's innocent or guilty, in jail. Then that person goes in front of a judge, and the judge just sits there and doesn't ask any questions. And that's my point. That person could be 100% innocent, but they're railroading him and they're putting him in there. Well, that's what this young lady is doing now. She's letting everybody else do the work. She isn't going and saying, "Excuse me, but did you guys look in to see if the president is really a Republican? If he's a second generation American?" Because you have to be a second generation American to run for president. And from the video I saw, he's not. And it's a little late to be trying to impeach him. It's sort of stupid. They're sounding like a bunch of idiots. They're sounding like Republicans. Democrats sound like Democrats. Do your work before he gets in to office. Don't wait until he gets into office and listen to what he's been saying and his stupidity and all that kind of stuff and now start throwing stones. The point of your position is to make sure those laws don't get past your asses. It's as simple as that. The only person that has anything to do with the Bill of Rights or the first laws is the courts. They're the ones that are going to supposed to say, excuse me, that law you're trying to pass goes against. See what I'm saying? I just don't understand you people. You're overbounding yourself. Now, if they came over and now has wrote up something for you to do your job and get him impeached, then that's another story. But going after him because of a law, you don't need to do that. He passes a law, it goes against the Bill of Rights. Guess what? It becomes null and void automatically in the judicial courts. They got to say something, not you. And you don't impeach somebody, from what I understood, for that. What you impeach him for is he's a first-generation American. He wasn't supposed to be there to start. You guys dropped the ball. I don't understand you guys. Now you're trying to clean up by trying to impeach him by stupidness. You're just making you guys look dumber. What are you, the Three Stooges? Each department is a different stooge? Just so dumb. I understand you not wanting to do your job. Then you shouldn't have ran for your position. You should have turned down moving up as the Democratic representative and let someone else that's willing to get their hands dirty, because that's what's going to be. They had a Republican that was willing to get their hands dirty, and all he ended up doing was getting shit put in his face because our Democratic president was clean. But now you guys just sound like a bunch of pitchforkers. And you waited too long to do that. You're just looking stupid in the long run. Sorry to say that, but you are. You're making yourselves look like a bunch of jokes. We've already seen that story with the Republicans going after Clinton, then Obama. It was just stupid. And the difference is when we have Republicans, they bring up the deficit. When we have a Democrat, not only did he get the deficit taken away, but he was also being attacked by a bunch of harpies at the same time as he did it, and they weren't able to stop him from bringing down the deficit. Then they brought it all the way up again, and then they were expecting Obama to bring the deficit down, but he didn't do it. He didn't clean up after their messes. He went and did other stuff. And then the Democrats in the office, now let's stop allowing for president women. I'm sorry, you guys claim, we want women to be in. No, you don't. You do everything you can to put her down. And I even see that in real life. We have some brilliant women in real life trying to move up. And the way businesses are run now, they don't hire from the lower ranks, the people they should be hiring from. No, they go over and they go to every college and they hire from there. We got a person from Princeton, the dumbest rock there was, and we had to train them to get a brain. Well, what's your degree on? I got a degree in English. Then why are you here? Your degree's only good enough for the library. And that's the joke of the whole situation. You got the people that want to move up from the lower ranks, what you want to call them. They go get the training, they get the degrees, but you still hold them down. And you know why they're holding them down, don't you? Because they're doing the job. If we lift this person up, they can train other people to do the same job she's doing, what was great, and train other departments to be as good. But these people nowadays are so stupid because their training is stupid. When I was in college, yes, I had college. There was an idiot that walked in and told everybody, you should quit your job in 2 to 3 years and start all over again. I'm like, why? You have just established yourself in business. You have just maybe like where I worked, you have just got the job where everything was working well, like a smooth running car. And now you want us to walk away and start all over again. And the only time I left the job was because an idiot like him would move in top office. Or I would still be at my first job. Well, not my first job, but my first job in clothing. I would still be working there hard. It's just people today over there don't know how to teach anymore. You're supposed to teach people how to work with other people, but that's not the way they're doing it anymore. And then everybody says, why is it that everybody's going to the internet and purchasing from there? And then they say convenience. Oh, hell no. That's not convenient. Convenient is walking right over to your neighborhood store to buy something and getting it right there and then and going home. But it doesn't work that way anymore. I go to my favorite store and I'm going to buy something and I don't see it on the shelf. So I go get a salesperson. And I'm not giving the name of the store, but it used to be one of my favorite stores. Until I found out whenever there's a sale, they put this bundle here is Monday, this bundle here is Tuesday, this bundle here is Wednesday, this bundle here is Thursday, until that sale is over. So it hits 12 o'clock. They undo that bundle, they put it into that empty spot on the shelf. The old people who don't have a life run through the store, grab every single thing of that bundle, You come when it's convenient because you're working. It's an empty shelf, again, and they will not go get any more from the back because today's allotment is gone. You know how fast I stopped going into that store? Right there and then. Started going to the other store across the street. See, that's how easy it is. There's always another one just around the corner. And if that store becomes a drama, I can go to another one that's just around the corner. And that's the point. Where I live now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different stores I can go to right around the corner. If I don't get service, I don't go back. And I'm not getting service. I went to several stores when I first moved into this area. No service at all. I walk around. I had, think it was $60 worth of product to purchase and could not find anybody to sell it to me. I went over and I found somebody that was working. I said, hi. He goes, oh, hi, I didn't see you there. And I said, oh, I saw 2 people standing over there. So I went and helped ask the person that was working that, of course, might not have seen me. Not the 2 that were standing there. And I said, could you ring me up? And he goes, oh, yes, happy to. And he took me to the register and rang me up. But those 2 other people could have rung me up. They could have offered to help, but they didn't. I know in my time, I would have asked. Then I went down to a cologne center. Did not get any help there at all. Didn't even get a hello. So then I went, I don't like to go to this place because there's always so much cologne smell. I walk in, I asked if they had the cologne I wanted, and when they told me how much it was, I walked right back out. But the reality is, nowadays, nobody wants to do their job. And we're even seeing it in the Democratic Party. Nobody wants to go check faxes. Nobody wants to do any work. And now we have the person standing there saying, I'm the head, I'm the new head. The Republican had to step down. And the first things coming out of her mouth is, I don't want to do my job unless you do your job. And you do your job and my job. And that way I don't look stupid doing my job because you've already done it for me. And I'm like, what? And it's just ridiculous. I'm like, oh my goodness. You shouldn't be there then if you don't want to do your job. And that's the same way out there. Nobody nowadays wants to work. I do. But of course, I can't get a job out there because I'm too old now. My age is stopping me from working. Or I'm overqualified. I've already heard that too. I'm like, how am I overqualified? And why wouldn't you want somebody that's overqualified? Somebody that can do that job and somebody else's job, because that means they'll finish their job in time and they'll help somebody else. It's just crazy, but that's the way life is nowadays. I'm just tired of people not wanting to hire people that want to work. And they hire people that don't, and they keep them. It's just ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know if you're coming across that, but I would have never heard this lady talking except for YouTube is forcing me to hear this. They're putting her all over so that I actually decided, oh, I'll watch this. I haven't paid attention to any of this stuff lately because, it's just a waste of time. And then I hear her, I don't want to do my job. Do all the work and I'll do my job. Just like a woman. And that's the thing. I always found where I was working, I did my job and half of two other people's job. And then they were the two complaining that they weren't getting enough money. I'm like, well, probably because you're not doing your job. Well, the men here make more money. No, they don't. Because the young lady that I worked with, she started after I did, way after I did, and she was making more than I was. And that's when I was working for Mervyn's. So reality is, you got to shut up and do your job and not have other people doing your job too if you want to move up. But I don't know. It's really being hard to be a part of any of these parties. I understand now why those other people have left those two parties behind and they're voting over here. Yeah, they can vote for the general thing, but then at the same time, it's their vote doesn't stop the horrible person from becoming president because they don't get to vote on the presidential ballot. I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, put the little hand up, write a little thing and tell me how do you feel. Do you think I'm wrong or am I right? I don't know. Or tell me something you rather talk about because you don't like to talk about politics or religion. Anyway, AA, see you in church.